Hi everybody, Dr. Laina here, and today I'm going to go through some amazing shoulder stretching with you. We're actually going to stretch your neck as well using the doorway. So take a look at the position you're sitting in right now as you're watching this. I'm going to bet that you've got your shoulders rounded forward, maybe just a little bit internally rotated, and it's really important that we take the time to stretch them out. Our shoulders are not a very stable joint. So if you don't use them and take care of them in the proper manner, you can end up with shoulder issues very quickly, and they can last for a long time. So see if you can get up and do some of these with me. We're just going to use a simple door frame for this. So we're going to start off with one a lot of you have seen before. We're going to stretch out the pecs and the upper chest. And all that we're going to do is we're just going to put our elbows in the doorway. In an ideal world, you're going to have your elbow just higher than your shoulder. So just be very careful when you do these. If you have shoulder impingement issues, go really gently, but we're going to put our elbows slightly higher than our shoulder to mimic the shape of that pec. And then all that we're going to do is simply lean forward. And lots of people do this stretch. It's very common. It feels like a great chest opener. But I'm going to give you two other variations to get a little bit of a deeper stretch as you're doing this. So try to do this one arm at a time. So we're just going to have one elbow in the doorway, and then as you lean forward, you can actually turn your body away from that shoulder, and you can get a much deeper stretch when you do this. When you're doing any of these stretches, make sure you're breathing really calmly to the point of tension, not to the point of pain, and try to do them for about 4 or 5 breaths, just feeling the muscle let go as you're doing that. Now, if you want to take this stretch even deeper, for those of you who are a little bit more flexible, I'm going to have you put your hand on the back of the door, but I'm going to have you hook your elbow onto the front of the door, almost like I was ready to throw a baseball. And then all I'm going to do from that position is turn away, and I can get I really feel that come up the front of my shoulder as well, stretching out the front of that shoulder capsule. Be very gentle with this one as I'm holding on the back of the door frame, and again, turning my body away. And you can even lean forward slightly for a deeper stretch. So all of those will do a great job at the chest and the front. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do some where we're reaching up. So if you're tall like me, you can grab the back of the actual trim at the top of the door. If you're not as tall as me, you can even just crawl your hand up the side like that. So if you're crawling your hand up the side of the door jamb, you just want to grab on and lean forward. If you're lucky enough to be able to reach, then for sure you can add a little bit of emphasis of just taking some of the weight in the arm as you let that really stretch out. Also, if you want to add something to this, take your arm and grab it a little further off to the side, and then as you're stretching it, take that one hip and just point it this way. Oh, this is possibly my favorite. You just hang out there. You can feel the whole side. Some of you might even feel this in your IT band if you point that hip out a little bit. Be very careful not to rip down your door frame. I have done that before. Just breathing and letting that all open up. Okay, so now for our last few exercises, what we're going to do is we're actually going to take our arm behind our back. So these again are a little more challenging if you're suffering with a frozen shoulder, if you've been on your computer all day long. So go really gentle. So for the first one, we're going to take our arms. I'm just resting it behind my back. You can rest it further down if that's easier for you. And I'm just going to hook my elbow onto the front of the door jamb. And then all I'm going to do is now I'm going to turn my body slightly towards that elbow. So my elbow's pushing against the door jamb as my body's rotating this way. So this one takes a second for your shoulder to open up. You'll feel this in the back, possibly in your rhomboids, around the shoulder blade area, really opening up the back of that armpit. Just breathing. You can try to lift your elbow a little higher if you want. Just play with some of these so you get the right angle. Opening up the back of your shoulder blade. And then another favorite of mine, if you can, is you're going to take your hand and you're going to actually grab onto the door frame. Now don't do this one if it causes you to need to take your posture forward or kinks up your neck, but if you're able to keep your chest and your back open, relaxed, and neutral, grab onto the door frame so that I've opened up this shoulder quite a bit, and then for an added bonus, you can take your head away. So I'll show you that from the front. grabbing onto the door frame. Always, so I've opened up this shoulder, which feels pretty good. And now I'm just gonna take my head away. Again, focusing on breaths. I'm not holding any of these stretches long enough for the sake of the video. Another one you can do with this is actually look up on an angle. And now I've got this amazing stretch in through here. Absolutely perfect if you've been mousing all day long. When you're done, shake your arms out, give yourself a few shoulder rotations, have a seat, and you're gonna notice how much more open your shoulders are now gonna be for the day. So I know that was a lot of variations, but give them a go. You're gonna find a few that are gonna make all the difference for you in keeping your shoulders healthy. If you have any questions about shoulder stretches, or if you have another favorite you wanna share with us, please leave that in the comments below. And otherwise, thank you for watching, and I'd appreciate it if you like this, if you'd press like and subscribe to our channel. Have a good day.